that's a great question. I think, like many designers, I am totally grayed out. And for our studio, I took a really global approach. It's very like warm. It's very textural in here, and so I'm really falling in love with really warm caramel tones, things that just have like a little bit more depth and are a little bit more earthy. And I kind of think that's what people need right now, right? Like people are spending so much time in their home. You can still get that really great neutral palette, but we're kind of calling it like the new neutral, right?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the next WL Wednesday. I am super thrilled to be joined today by Amanda Hamilton of Amanda Hamilton Interior Design, who is based in Calgary. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you for having me. It's a nice snowy day in Calgary today.
Oh,
it's clearing up a little bit. It's clearing up a little bit.
Yeah. It's rainy and windy here today in Vancouver. So kind of.
Yeah, but you guys have palm trees. So, you know.
True. Hopefully they're still standing. I think it's been quite windy today. So yeah. But otherwise, it's winter. It's okay. We'll take it.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad you could be here. So in a short little bit, we're actually going to take a tour of your new studio, which I can catch a glimpse of in behind you there.
Yes.
But why don't we start by talking about what your last little while's been like? So tell me, I mean, you moved obviously in the midst of the pandemic, but tell me how all that came to be.
Well, it's been a long time coming. We had signed a lease agreement in November, but had really fallen in love with this new space prior. And then, of course, like most entrepreneurs, if they were in the middle of doing something like this, the banks went, "Oh no, we're not going to finance any of your construction builds." So that was sort of fun. Luckily, the BDC was a big help to us to help us with financing our office reno. So we went right into construction. In the middle of COVID, probably I think it was like May or June when we really started getting going in here. And you'll see today there's still a few things that we need to do. It's like the never-ending construction site. So for anybody out there listening, just know that it even happens to designers. So we're dealing with things that are delayed and deficiencies and things like that right now. But we're all super excited. We've been in the office now for about 3 or 4 weeks and loving being back together as a team.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys, I assume, sort of all went home for the first little bit, but have figured out how to sort of distance and work together again in your new space.
Yeah, I think the thing that's been super interesting, and we've talked about this before, is that there is a little bit of this sort of like hybrid model that happens right now. But, interior design is such a tactile thing. When we start talking about finishes and materials, we really need to see those things in person. Our clients need to see them in person. So we've been able to adapt. But I think at the end of the day, we just all really love to creatively collaborate with each other. So being able to do that together in the studio, and, we went from an 800 square foot space to almost a 2,000 square foot space. So you'll see we've got a ton of space for people to lay out drawings, finishes and materials, work on creative projects. And I think it just creates more room or white space for us to, let loose a little bit.
Yeah. And I wonder, speaking of adapting, I wonder if you can talk a little bit about your palette archives too, because that's something that, it started before the pandemic, but you've certainly doubled down with it in the last little while. So tell me a little bit about what that project is for you guys as a team.
Does that mean you're seeing all of our paid ads right now? Are we targeting you? Yeah. So Palette Archives, we launched a couple of years ago. It was really to serve a niche of the market that wasn't hiring interior designers, or maybe didn't have the resources or means to do that. And so they were sort of fumbling along on their own. So we really just, consider it a product that bridges the gap between hiring an interior designer and doing it yourself. So there's 35 designer curated finishes and materials palettes. So that's hardwood, cabinets, paint, tile, everything. And they're sort of a little thematic. And these finishes and materials get shipped right to your door with a palette planner and some also fun swag. And so it really just allows people to sort of have the confidence to go out and do their own renovations and really protect their investments. I think that's really important, right? For a lot of people, their house is their single largest investment they make in their entire life. And so being able to protect the money that you're putting into it is really important. So of course, right now, everybody's spending so much time at home, and the market is really primed for people who are still really excited to do interior design in their home and really want to invest in it. But it just gives them the resources to be able to do it confidently.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if you have, well, tell me first how you're keeping yourself inspired right now. I think I've heard from a number of people that, I mean, it's been a long go for everybody, but I think these last couple of weeks have also been particularly hard on people, you know, with the surge, with all that stuff going on, that no matter what, it does tend to drag you down a bit. How are you staying inspired right now?
You know, I have to be honest, like we were pretty lucky. Of course, we had, you know, a number of projects go on hold, but we also have some great projects that have continued, you know, all the way through COVID. And we've also signed recently in the last sort of 4 weeks, some really great clients. You know, we just signed a project in Toronto, we signed a project in Vancouver. We've got a hotel we're working on. We're doing custom homes. We're doing renovations. I think the diversity of our portfolio is what's keeping people inspired. And we just also have really great clients, you know, that are really engaged in the process, that really trust us. I know for sure in the last couple of weeks, we've been really inspired. Palette Archives is doing, I'll just tell you, because, you know, we're already sharing about it, but we're doing a really big collaboration with Tiffany Pratt out of Toronto, and a lot of people know her. And so that's been really inspiring to just kind of develop some new palettes and do something that's really fun, you know, even without a specific client in mind. That's been a really kind of cool creative process. You'll kind of see the mess we created today. Courtney in our office is doing a shoot, and we're going to be launching that for December 1st. So that's been something that's been keeping us really inspired. And all of our clients' tight deadlines keep us inspired to get things done.
Right.
Yeah.
And are there certain colors or styles that you're particularly drawn to right now? What's sort of getting you going in terms of design excitement?
That's a great question. I think, like many designers, I am totally grayed out. And for our studio, I took a really global approach. It's very like warm. It's very textural in here. And so I'm really falling in love with really warm caramel tones, things that just have like a little bit more depth and are a little bit more earthy. And I kind of think that's what people need right now, right? Like people are spending so much time in their home. You can still get that really great neutral palette, but we're kind of calling it like the new neutral, right? So it's those earth tones, and still, you know, still room for the blush tones that have never ever gone away, and still room for the brass. So I think that's what I'm loving right now. And then lots of color. I think just playing around with contrast and kind of weird and quirky combinations has been really fun.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. And tell me about the wall covering that you have behind you, because I'm very much in love with that right now.
Oh, I mean, that's the Kelly Wearstler wallpaper that you've probably seen before. I think it's called Graffito. Graffito, something along those lines. Yeah. Again, the space was super inspired by my travels. There's little touches. And so there's little things and places I've been to that I've just sort of grabbed onto. And of course, I saw the Proper Hotel in LA that she recently finished. And I just loved like all the layering of artwork and texture and materials. And so there's definitely, that's been an inspiration in the office. And then, yeah, some other travels elsewhere, like the south of France. There was this really cool hotel that I had gone to that was really inspiring. And then also Todos Santos that I went to in February, right before lockdown. And same thing. It's just this like sort of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like tribal, bohemian, earthy, global, relaxed vibe.
Okay, well now I'm dying to see it. So how about we get, I know you've got someone that's gonna hold the camera for you.
Yes, I will.
And we'll get her to hold it landscape. So if you want to flip it sideways.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just, we're just going for a little walk. You can see it in the background. Let's see where, of course, this is when, oh, there she is. Okay, so we're going to hold it this way.
Yep.
And then we turn the camera around. Can we do that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and she can see where she's going and follow you. So we get you in the shot there too. Awesome.
All right. So front door, what's really cool now that we've never had before is we're actually like right on street access. So for deliveries and stuff, which are constantly coming, we can have easy access. Plus we're located basically like right between Vic Park and Beltline. And so it's walkable, like Native Tongues, Beltline, there's park there, First Street. There's like a ton of restaurants over here. So
Native Tongues is one of your projects, right?
It is. And as is the Beltliner. So we're just like closely like getting closer and closer to our clients.
Okay, great.
So this lobby is sort of, one of my favorite things, this floor. We need to get a close up of this floor for sure, Kirsty.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh my God. Amazing.
So this floor was ridiculous, but it kind of inspired everything else in the studio. So I wanted to make sure there was still a lot of color, but as you can see, it's not like, it's actually quite muted and still super earthy. So it's all different colors of marble. And then we did this really beautiful green marble desk. This is Kirsty's beautiful desk, right? There's some chocolates here, you know, in case you want to snack. And then just a small seating area. I mean, we don't usually have people waiting here for that long. So, and also this gigantic fig leaf.
Yeah.
Fiddle leaf
fig.
Fig. Yeah.
Fiddle leaf fig. Yep.
Somebody reached out to me on Instagram and it was too big for her place. So we bought it from somebody who's been growing it for like forever.
Oh, amazing. And so that floor is marble too. Yes. Is it marble tile?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all marble tile, all individual mosaics that came on like a mesh sheet.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, and then this is a really great piece by Mark Dicey. We've invested pretty heavily in artwork in the studio. And you'll see a little bit of that. Some of it we took down because we're just installing some light fixtures right now. But yeah, this is kind of front entryway. We'll take you into the boardroom, even though it's like a little, we'll just wave to you guys and say hello. I'm just doing a live Zoom right now. There's a piece that we're just giving a try right now. This is Jonathan Forrest, right? Yeah, so we're considering this piece for the boardroom. And then of course, local Vancouver favorite, Zoe Pollock, she commissioned this for us as well. And then of course, these vintage chairs, which I love.
Amazing.
I've been carrying these around for like 2 years. They've been in storage and I knew that there was going to be a purpose for them, which was our boardroom. So, eventually we're going to have a big long banquette up at this window. And so the point of that is basically, so when we're having events and stuff, the panel speakers can sit down here, you know, back when we can have events. And the tables behind me can get cleared out when we can put seats in here, but it also then becomes like almost like a secondary seating area. So if somebody just wants to pull up a laptop, they can do that. As you can see, we're doing a photo shoot today. So Courtney just finished doing all the photos for the new Tiffany Pratt collab boxes for Palette Archives. And so we've got these like big, huge, long tables where we can lay out finishes and materials.
Beautiful. And it looks like you had a few Christmas decorations by the front door too. You're just getting ready to decorate.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We're putting up some Christmas decorations for sure.
Yeah.
I was just realizing that like Kirsty can't hear any of this. So she's just like listening to my prompts because I have my headphones in right now.
Okay.
That's why she's probably like, what are you talking about? So we're doing a big library here. I have this like crazy idea. I want to have like the largest design library, I mean, ever in Canada. I don't know, Calgary at least. And then we built in all of our finishes and materials. So, you know, again, everything is sort of at our fingertips. We're going to be opening up our office to the public once things have relaxed a little bit with COVID. And so people can actually come in, even if they're not our clients, and utilize our library. This is sort of seating area. Everybody wave, say hello to, you know, the entire Western Living community. And then there's going to be a big glass and metal wall coming in here. So this is my office in here. And eventually, I think that's coming in later this week. And then we're going to be running drapery along here just so I have a little bit of privacy. Another Mark Dicey piece here, which we just took down because we're going to be just hanging some lights, some picture lights. Yeah. And then we'll give you a quick tour back here. Hopefully no one's in the washroom. I don't think so. Let's just...
No awkward,
no awkward. So still working on this, but like a nice pink marble in here, some fun lights. And then the kitchen. Oh, no, someone's on a Zoom call. So this is Jade. Say hi, Jade. Jade's just in the back room. And then our kitchen, we're as you can see, it's kind of, we've got kitchen here, and on the left-hand side, this is actually where we're going to be packing everything for Palette Archives. So we're just waiting for our countertops to come in. And then it's going to be good. So that's the space.
Amazing. And you've been in there officially how long now?
Probably about 3 weeks, 4 weeks now.
It's looking quite set up. Yeah, like you guys are feeling
it's
very
close.
functional, and yeah.
Yeah, we need countertops still. There's a bit of wallpaper, there's a bit of electrical, some plumbing, and then, you know, we're just happy the toilet worked, because for the first week or two we didn't have a toilet, and that's a longer story. That's for another time.
Okay, for sure.
We had to go like two buildings over, up on a third floor, and
oh my gosh, I was gonna say at least you're close to some of your favorite restaurants, but I guess you've got other options too.
we definitely spent a lot of time going over the Beltliner to get coffee and snacks, and then also use the washroom. So
right.
There's a lot of coffee drinking happening.
Yeah, for sure. Well, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for the tour. I look forward to your post-COVID grand opening whenever we know when that is.
Yes. Who knows?
Yeah.
In the meantime, we'll enjoy the space.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. And thanks again for
Thank
joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much, Anicka.